The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O, the R, the K. Look yourself in the face. Look yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself, are you giving 120% every day? Every play? Give me 120 or don't give me nothing at all. The guy you competing against, you haven't outworked him. You've not outworked the person next to you. You've not out-hustled them. You've not out-rhymed them. You've not outdone them. You're not locked in. Bring all your passion. Bring heart. Every single game, every single play. Put forth 120% or don't ask nobody to do nothing for you. The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O.
What's up, DGs? Happy Monday morning, man. I hope everybody woke up in a great mood today. I hope everybody had a phenomenal Easter. I hope everybody spent time with their family, their friends, significant others, whoever you wanted to spend time with. I hope you spent time with them. I hope you guys had a great Sunday, a great Easter weekend. But boy, oh boy, did we ever wake up to a market that wanted to inch its way up today. And it's been going on for a little while. We've been talking about it here that this market is slowly starting to inch its way up. It's slowly starting to gain momentum. Did we find the bottom? I don't know. Who the hell knows where the bottom is? Depends on what tweet comes out, what post comes out on Truth Social on any given day. But yo, this thing right here, we got to trade what we have, right? We ain't no speculation. We're just going to trade what we have and look at the market as it currently exists. And yo, we just the Asian markets set this market on fire last night. Altcoins, Bitcoin, it all started to move to the upside, you know, as right around Sunday night, right around when the Asian markets woke up, they started to trade. They were bullish. They were bullish on crypto. So yo, we're bullish on crypto. The stock market itself is doing a little bit of a dance back and forth, but it is what it is. We'll get into all of that, but there is a lot of good sentiment coming around cryptocurrency and you know, kind of where we're headed and where we're going. And we all talked about like the second, third quarter of this year. I said third, fourth quarter really for this thing really to start moving. And it looks like we're kind of setting up for a nice little run to the upside. But we're here for it. We're here for it, and this is what we do. So, good morning, Junior. What's up? What's up? What's up, man? I hope you had a great weekend. Selmo, what's going on, man? Hope you spent some time with the fam. Had a good weekend. Elmo, good morning, my brother. I hope you had a great weekend as well. With the family, everybody was doing their thing and having a good time. So I hope everybody's doing. Ken, hope everybody's doing good. Ken, good morning, good early afternoon to you, my brother. I hope you had a good weekend, good Easter as well. I hope you guys all laid back and chilled the hell out, and just had a good time, man. Stayed the hell out of the markets for a little while and just had a good time, man. Definitely. Worth the time, man. Worth the time to stay out of the market. Heat, good morning. Good morning to you, my brother. How are you, man? Hope your weekend was good, man. I hope everything was good for you. Definitely hope you were good. But yo, I like where the market is right now, man. We are definitely starting to move where I thought we were going to move and where I told you I thought we were going to move on Friday. Let's go ahead. Let's get into what's up? What's going on over here? What's going on in these markets? What do we got? The Asian market, they traded pretty well last night. They did pretty well. They closed pretty well. They look good. And they were the ones who started to send crypto last night. European markets over there where Ken is, they woke up. They're trading good, man. Ken's putting all his profits over there in the stock market, doing his thing. Ken's pumping the market over there. But they look decent. They struggling just a little bit, but you know what? They look good for a Monday morning. United States markets, they're all in red. They don't look so hot, but we expect this on a Monday. for the markets to be in red. It's pretty much of a common theme for the United States markets to start Monday, start the pre markets in Monday, in red on Monday. Uh, oh, yeah, yeah. All right, Ken, do your thing, brother. But yo, it's pretty common for the United States markets over here. You know, I mean, it is what it is. Uh, that's no, I didn't have any egg edibles on Easter, dog. I didn't have none of them, man. I had a pretty laid back Easter, to tell you the truth, man. Pretty laid back, man. Not you know, spend some time with the family, see the, you know, talk to the kids, talk to the grandkids, stuff like that. You know, just was pretty laid back, man. It's as you get older, man. As you get older, and your kids are grown and they're doing their own thing, you got grandbabies and stuff. Um, you tend to be laid back a little bit. So it was a good day. It was a great weekend. Great weekend. But yo, markets in the United States, we'll see. We'll see if they turn around today. But let's go ahead and look at some of these keys over here. Oil getting absolutely crushed today. You're just absolutely getting dominated. So you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens with oil. Gas price coming down. You know they killed you for the Easter holiday, spring break, all that stuff. So they killed you. Now it's starting to come down a little bit. Oil companies made a crap ton of profit uh, by uh, by killing you for the holidays like they usually do. Now things will start to come back down to reality. Thank you to Junior. Yes, hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button, hit that share button. If you're new here, haven't been here before, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. If you're over there on X, go ahead and hit that heart button, and hit that follow button. We really appreciate it. But yeah, oil is getting dominated. Bond market though is all in green. People are starting to buy back into the bond market, starting to move a lot of money into the bond market right now. Other countries, though, you know, they've kind of held back this weekend on going ahead and dumping their United States debt back into the market. So we'll see where this goes as the morning moves on. But definitely, if we can get other countries to hold on to their United States debt and not dump it back into the bond market, i.e., China, bond market should be pretty strong. Should be pretty good. Yeah, rest in peace to the Pope. Died at 12 something this morning. He was in bad shape. He was in bad shape, you know, for a while, in and out of the hospital. Went ahead and passed away this morning, and you know, it's a sad day for the Vatican and everybody, you know, that's Catholic. Pope went ahead and passed away. So it's you know, sad, but he was in pretty rough shape right here. Uh, you know, he was in pretty rough shape for a couple months, in and out of the hospital, things like that. But you know, he was the Pope of the people, and he definitely was the Pope of the unfortunate and the poor. So you know, lost a good one, lost a good Pope, and we'll see. You know, we'll see who's going to replace him and what they're going to do up there at the Vatican. But uh, you know, right now is just the time for everybody to kind of mourn what's going on, and you know, see what's going to happen next. But he definitely was the Pope of the people. Definitely. You know, so as you guys can see here, stock futures fall. You know, after Wall Street post another losing week. You know, let's see if we can turn this around. It's Monday. It's Monday. Uh, you know, only two popes left. Only two popes left. Got to see who they're going to replace him with, though. Like, who's going to take that role? Uh, Ken said he was 420 last night. All right. It's crazy that Easter fell on 422, man. People, like I was laughing about that. I was like, people gonna take this to a whole new level, man. People gonna take this one to a whole new level. And yo, I hope everybody had a good time, man. I hope everybody had a blast yesterday. But right here's some of the macro issues is you got China vowing to vowing to retaliate against anybody who follows the U.S. lead here. So we still got these two alphas going at it, right? We still got these two alphas going at it. What's up, Scottish? Good morning, man. I hope your weekend was good, man. Uh, yeah, Junior, I bet you did have a great time. But yeah, we still got these two giants going at it, China and the United States. We'll see. They started to talk a little bit over the weekend. Reports say they started to talk a little bit. Talks were positive. We need these two to figure it out, right? Figure it out, and whatever that looks like, let's just go ahead and figure it out so we can move on and see where these markets take us and see what type of deal they can strike. But they need to go ahead and strike a deal. And we also need the president to quit talking about fire and Powell. That's making the markets a little bit uneasy right now because that's never been done, nor is it even legal, to tell you the truth. Like, it's not even legal for that to be done. The Fed chair is definitely an independent body, and the president just can't go in there and fire the Fed chair. But, there's a lot of reports that they're testing the water to see where their legal power can go. But it's making the markets a little uneasy. I wish Trump would just chill out for a minute, and just chill out and just let these markets settle in for a minute. I think his concentration really right now needs to be at making these deals with the tariffs and making these deals with other countries in regards to these tariffs and trying to bring some stability to the market. I think he rocked the market enough. We don't need these reports of Powell and Trump going at each other. They're not good for any markets. The stock market, crypto market, they're not good for any of it. And at some point, he's going to have to realize that he's got to play ball. And sometimes you got to kick back and chill out just for a second, and let these markets clear the way, and roll your policies out nice and slow with some common sense behind them. But we'll see. But I don't like the conversations of him trying to fire Powell, just because the markets are just no good when that stuff happens, and that's why you're seeing this. That's legitimately why you're seeing the bond market up. People are running out of the stock market because of it, and they're running to safety, and that is the bonds, and that's where they're headed. And this is probably why you see so much red this morning as well, even though we usually do see red on Mondays. But let's see where the rest of the day goes. You got Nvidia taking a big step backwards today, trading at closed at 101, but really is trading right around $90 something in the pre-market. So definitely taking a step backwards. But if you look at the cryptocurrency market, which we'll get to in a minute, all of the AI projects are absolutely sending it right now. Render sending it, Tau sending it, FET sending it. All of the AI cryptos are absolutely on a nice ride to the top, which lets you the stuff that we've been talking about here when it comes to cryptocurrency is definitely coming to fruition. I told you guys, I thought that RWAs, and I thought that AI were going to lead the altcoins this bull run, along with a couple big layer ones, and it seems to be playing itself out right now. So that's what we're talking about. That's good stuff. Elon needs to block Trump's X. You ain't lying, because that's what we're trading off of. I was talking to one of my good buddies this weekend. It's like we're not trading off of fundamentals anymore. We're literally trading off of post, which is dangerous. That's a dangerous game we're playing. and we really shouldn't be playing that game. But it's definitely a dangerous game. Uh, I don't know. The president, the Fed's independent, and that's what makes them the Fed, Elmo. Like they're independent, and unfortunately, you would like to see them work together to make the economy move uh, in the right direction. But when you get these two alpha bulls like kind of going at each other, I mean, Powell's got a lot of credibility. Make no doubt, he's got a lot of credibility for how he handled the situations that he's been put in so far with COVID and everything else. And to just come in and just try to fire the man because he doesn't want to cut interest rates when you think they need to be cut. That's a tall stretch, right? That's out of in my opinion, that's a little out of bounds, right? We're gonna get interest rate cuts. The United States has no recourse but to cut interest because they have to refinance all of this debt that they have. So they have to cut interest. And they're gonna turn the money printers back on. And when that happens, that's why I say this, the third or fourth quarter is where you're going to see this big altcoin run, because I believe that's when it's going to happen. They're going to start to cut them rates. I'm going to turn the money printers back on, and that's when you're going to see this big run in crypto because of that. And at the end of the day, is it good for the economy? Short term, yeah. Long term, no. But you know what? We're going to get it anyways. So we might as well just go ahead and embrace it, and we might as well just go ahead and cash in off of it as well. But it's a dangerous game we play. But the Fed's is they're independent. You just would like to see them work together. Yeah, you notice that too, Ken, with the AI cryptos. Yo, they're killing it. They're running. I'm telling you, it's going to be RWA. It's going to be AI, and it's going to be your layer one blockchains that have made improvements through the bear market that are going to run in gaming. I think gaming is going to play a big role in this bull market too, which is why I'm so big on AVAX. I think they're going to be the number one gaming chain out there. No, I had GameStop, Elmo, and I got rid of it. If it's the older one, I'm not sure if they launched a newer one or not. Fair Ground, good morning, good early afternoon to you, brother. Good early afternoon to you. How are you? No, we really shouldn't put our future in private banks. I agree. I agree, but it's the way that the system's set up right now. It really is. And here's the thing: it's a good and bad thing. If you look up past over the past 12 years, if we wouldn't have had our future in private banks, where would the deficit be at this point? The way that we were just purging money, the way that we were just spending money, purging money. I mean, we would have bought so much ink for that printer that I don't even know if the rollers on the printer could have held up to the amount of money that we would have been printing if there wasn't some sort of control in there. So I think it's a matter of who's in control and whether the system itself works or not. But I look at it like if we would have never had a third party controlling some of that over the past 12 to 16 years, call it what you want, wherever, since Clinton, really. United States, we haven't had a balanced budget since Clinton. Just think about if it wasn't an independent body since then, we would have been absolutely craziness. It would have been craziness. The dollar would have been worth about a quarter right now. Gold hits new ATH. Yeah, someone we're gonna talk about that. I got that. Uh, I got that right here. Gold hits a new all-time high at $3,390 right now. Is Bitcoin next? Right. This article goes into a lot of what is Bitcoin next to follow gold? And you looking coming down here and you're looking at the chart, and clearly shows that Bitcoin is next. It's kind of following the trajectory of gold on the way up. Not as bullish as gold, but definitely gaining ground on gold itself. But yeah, gold is at a new all-time high. Why is gold at a new all-time high? People are running for safety. They're running the bonds, they're running the gold, they're running for safety because they have all of this. They have this market in such fear because we're trading off of tweets. So this market is in fear. I mean, it is, a big money is running for safety. So what does safety mean? Safety means gold. Safety means Bitcoin. Safety means bonds, right? And you watch the United States dollar continually deteriorate every day. Every day, the United States dollar gets less and less and less and less valuable. Well, I think that that's the plan, right? I think that that's the plan because when you look at the United States dollar and how weak it's getting, and the fact that the United States dollar is the leader in trade, it really makes the tariffs I don't want to say null and void, but have less of an impact because, like, let's say you're in the EU, you can actually get more goods for less because the dollar's starting to lose strength against the euro. So it makes it a little bit less. I think that's a plan. That's a plan. Don't. But one of the things that we do know too from being on this channel and looking at the data for a long time is that when the United States dollar is weak, crypto is strong. Uh, so it is proving itself right now. Uh, Yeah, I mean, print your own without having to pay all the interest. I agree, but at the same time, why the hell we printing? You know what I mean? Why can't we just have a balanced budget? Why do we need to continually print money to pay for all of this stuff and all of this stuff? Why do we have to continually do this, right? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I know for a fact that the interest rates have to come down, and we have to print more money in order for this market to send. Why is that the case? Why do we have to print our way out of debt all the time when we should just be balancing the budget? Is that going to create some hard times? It's going to create some hard times. But you know what? The only thing you're doing is passing the budget on to the next generation and the next generation, so on and so forth. Yeah, you may be dead, you may not have to worry about it, but guess what? It weakens your nation. It weakens your nation. So the more money you print, the weaker you get. So yeah, I mean, we're coming over here. We're looking at the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index continually starts to tick up at 34. Altcoin season. Look at, we came up another point. We went from 16 to 17. So altcoin season is, starting to set in a little bit. We got the we've got the total cryptocurrency market cap sitting at $2.75 trillion. Um, basically sideways. Basically sideways. Uh, yeah, STX. Yeah, it does. STX. We talked a lot about STX. Here, and again, STX is sits where sits with Bitcoin, right? So I mean, Bitcoin's dominating this market right now. This is a Bitcoin market, and it there's no doubt about it. This is a Bitcoin market at this moment. ETFs, you're not going to really see any significant inflows and outflows um, until later on today. You got Bitcoin dominance sitting at 63.1%. Look at that. I'm telling you guys, if Bitcoin dominance gets up into the high 60s, 70%, you're going to see the altcoin season kick in. That's where you're going to start to see a lot of these profits being moved out of Bitcoin into these altcoins. You got Ethereum dominant sitting at 7.2%. Not doing too well. And then you have the rest of the altcoins sitting at 29.7%, just a slight dip back from Friday when we were at 30%. But you continually see this Bitcoin dominance going up, which means, there's 63.1% of this total market cap right here, 2.75 trillion is sitting in Bitcoin. That's a huge amount of money. A huge amount of money that's sitting in Bitcoin right now. So this thing gets up, high 60, 70%. You're going to see a lot of that money start to flow out. You're going to see it start to flow down into your altcoins. And that's exactly what we want to see. Excuse me. But that's what we're waiting for, right? That's what we're all sitting around here waiting for. When's it going to happen? How's it going to happen? Where's the money going to flow? But that's definitely, that we got to get some of that money out of Bitcoin. I don't think you're going to get it out of Bitcoin until it's the high 60, 70%. I think it's going to stay there until then, just because of the macro trading environment that we're in. It's not favorable to come and risk on assets at this point. So how are these blockchains performing? Solana sitting at number one at $1.6 billion in 24-hour volume. BSC comes up and takes number two, sitting at 1.01 billion. It's not so much that Binance is basically doing anything special over here on BSC. It's the fact that Ethereum dropped under $1 billion in 24-hour trading volume, sitting at 932 million right now. It probably has something to do with this. Vitalik Buterin, is proposing replacing Ethereum's EVM rollup with RISC-V for better scalability. Listen, a lot of people, a lot of projects have built their blockchains, layer twos around this EVM rollup. And now to sit here and say that they're going to replace this EVM rollup with this RISC-V, for better scalability, that's great that they want better scalability. That's great that, they're looking for all of this, these upgrades, but this shit should have been done during the bear market. You don't roll this out during the bull market and mess with these layer twos with this EVM rollup that's built around this EVM, this EVM rollup. You don't mess with these layer twos in the middle of a possible bull market, a potential bull market, and have them guys doing upgrades and everything else when they should be out here really promoting their projects. This all should have been done during the bear market, all of this, and this is a problem. This is a problem. Yeah, they Ken. That's exactly that's exactly what's happening right now. Devs are reconsidering, because you don't do this to them. You do not do this to your devs right now. So just imagine, we're over here and we're looking at this blockchain data for these layer twos. Let's just say Base now has to do a major upgrade to be compliant with, to make sure that they can, lock into the Ethereum blockchain as a layer two, right? What's that do to Base? What's that do to Polygon? What's that do to the rest of these layer twos that are out here? Why? Because you doing it right when these guys are supposed to be taken off. And that can't be sitting well with these blockchains. That can't go over well with them. It just can't. And Base, you see Base coming in at number 4, doing 300 and about 315 million in 24-hour volume. Not great, but at least they're starting to move up. But these layer twos, they depend on Ethereum stability. And you say for better scalability, Vitalik says for better scalability. Is he now saying to us that Ethereum can't scale up the way that they said that they could? Because that's how I read that. Because if your scalability was on point, you wouldn't have to roll out this upgrade in the middle of what is a bull market. So I don't know. That doesn't look good. But Arbitrum, look at Arbitrum sitting here at number 5. doing really well. I started to buy our Arbitrum. I told you guys that. I think there's something going on over there. I think there's something brewing over there. The volume continues to kick up. The volume continues to be pretty stable over there. In Sway, definitely coming in at number 6, losing a little bit of volume over the weekend. But remember, this is weekend volume, right? So weekend volume is never really too high. But look at Tron. Tron's doing well too, plus 16%. Me and someone were kind of talking about this on Friday. I don't think that Justin Sun's going to sit back and not do anything with Tron. I think he's going to pump the hell out of Tron. He's going to do everything he can to make that thing move, and make that thing as relevant as he can possibly make it. Tron is far from dead, and I think that Justin's just sitting back waiting for the market to really show a lot of life, and then I think you're going to see Tron pump, just because he's going to pump it. Him and his team are going to make sure that Tron succeeds. So I think Justin's just sitting back waiting in the wings over here. But yeah, definitely decent. I consider, when you put all the blockchains together, the top 6, that's decent volume for a 24-hour period for the weekend. That's decent volume. That's not bad at all. Come over here. We'll look at some of the cryptocurrency markets. Look at that all green, baby. Look at that green, baby. Look at that green, baby. STX sitting right here, like Selma was saying, doing well. 69 cent right now. Not bad at all, man. And looking solid, looking really solid. But yo, look at where Bitcoin is. 86.8. When I woke up this morning, it was at 87.3, 87.5, somewhere up in there. Of course, us greedy ass Americans wake up and we start selling off, right? That's pretty much what happens, right? The Asian market does a great job of pumping us up, and us greedy ass Americans come over here. We just sell off on the pump. But hopefully we can get some legs back up underneath this thing, get this thing back up to 87. Definitely doing really well over the weekend. You didn't see a pullback this weekend in Bitcoin. You didn't see a pullback at all. It stayed right around 80, high 84s, moved up to that 85. Last night you started to see it move up to the 86 level, past the 87 level. So definitely Bitcoin is having a tremendous Easter weekend. And this is what you want to see. You want to see that steady move to the top, not that big, huge run to the top, but just that steady move to the top. You got Ethereum sitting at 1,600 right now, not doing too bad, hanging in there. Despite the volume setback a little bit over the weekend, Ethereum's hanging in there pretty well at 1,600. I know we talk a lot about Ethereum, and we talk a lot about how I'm just unhappy with where Ethereum is right now, but I don't think Ethereum's dead by any stretch of the imagination. I do believe that they'll lose their number 2 spot to XRP, but I don't think it's dead. I just think they made a couple crucial mistakes over there, and they're paying for it now, and they're going to pay for it. And unfortunately, they're not the ones that are going to pay for it. It's the investors. But I don't think Ethereum's dead. I think that they have a bright future. It's just how they get there. Yeah, Pepe had a great weekend too. Pepe had a great weekend too. We'll get into some of that. Pepe had a tremendous weekend. A lot of these cryptos had a good weekend. Pi had a good weekend as well. Pi had a good weekend as well. Pi did really well this weekend. But you get into some of these AI cryptos. You look at FET, right? Which is ASI now, right? You look at the thing, it's up to 61 cents right now. But pull it back for the week, right? Look at that run. Look at that run it's on. FET, is a mixture of a couple different cryptocurrencies that came together to make ASI. But how about look at that AI run? Render had a nice run as well. Bet Tensor Tau had a nice run as well. Let's see where Render was at. Render, last time I seen Render, it was like 420. Definitely don't want that. Um, 442. So definitely came up again. You pull this thing back. You pull this thing back for a week. You look at that. Look at that run up. Look at that run up on a week. Definitely doing well. AI cryptos are really starting to take off. I'm telling you, this ain't no joke, man. Fuck Pie. Pie, baby. Pie had a nice run. Yo, you clocking in? All right, Junior, man. Have a good one. Happy Monday, brother. Happy Monday. But yeah, Render had a nice run. They're all kind of having a nice run right now. STX, where we rolling with STX right now? 69 cents. We're pull this back a week as well. Look at that big run up, man. Up to 70 cents. Up to 70 cents. So look at that big, nice run up from 57 cents at his week low up to 70 cents on his week high. That's a nice run up in a week, man. That's doing really well. Um, so yeah, we definitely look pretty damn strong on a Monday morning, which is something that we don't usually get to say, right? We don't usually get to say that for a Monday morning. Pepe up 7% on the day. 5078. Get ready, trying to touch 508. Which is we haven't been to 508 in a while. We've been trading in that 5072 to 5075 for a while now, starting to break out of that. I told you guys on Friday to watch out for the breakout. You pull the charts back a week, you're gonna start to see the sideways action, and you're gonna break out. The break, I shouldn't say you're going to break out. The possibility of you breaking out was pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. Ondo, which I think is going to be the number one RWA platform out there right now, with OM kind of falling off the map a little bit. You got Ondo sitting at 87 cents right now. Had a nice week. Man. You look at it, it dipped here. It definitely dipped down here when the rest of the market dipped to the 70s, but had a nice run back up to 87 cents right now. So Ondo's looking really good. Got to break above that dollar mark for Ondo. But I do think I'm a big believer in Ondo. I think that this thing is going to make a massive run in this market when everything rolls out. So I like Ondo. I like a real world tokenized assets. I love where Ondo's at. And when they come out with Ondo chain, their own blockchain, that's when you're going to see that thing really start to move, right? Look at total 3 on the week. We looked at this on Friday, and I said to you guys, pay attention. Pay attention to the total 3. Pay attention to the weekly charts, right? Don't get bogged down in the daily charts because they're not really telling you the story, right? But if you look, the total 3 is really starting to break itself out of this downward trend it was in. Last week, it closed with just a slight green candle, and we opened up with this green candle this week, and you see it's holding on, and that was the key, right? Can it hold on to the green candles for the week? And that's where you should be putting your concentration at right now. Is can it hold on for the weekly? Because the dailies are great, the hourlies are great, but these weeklies really tell the story. Even when you get over here to Pepe, we talked about this on Friday. Can Pepe start with another green candle, right? Can it open up on another green candle? And definitely it is for the weekly. And you start to see, like, it's been in this downward trend for months, right? And we call it sideways, right? We call it sideways action. If you pulled it up on the on the daily, it would look like a sideways. But if you look at the weekly action here, Pepe has put together two green weeks, right? And really looks like it's starting to put together another solid week coming into this week. You look at the RSI down here, it's starting to split a little bit into the upside, starting to get further and further apart, which means Pepe is just growing more and more strength in this market. So Pepe is on the move, and has the ability to continue to be on the move too. The other one that we don't talk about that often, but you guys know I watch like crazy, is Jasmine. Look at the run that Jasmine's had, following pretty much, actually doing a little bit better than Pepe. It put together 3 straight weeks of green candles. Right now, it's working on its 3rd straight week, and the RSI is further apart and moving to the upside too. So definitely like where that is at. But look at Solana. Look at Solana, boy. 139 right now. 139 right now, but look at it. 2 straight weeks of positive momentum move to the upside. Definitely breaking this downtrend right here and definitely moving to the upside. Definitely moving to the upside. Solana is on the green path, right? And we look at Ethereum. Whereas Ethereum's still on a downtrend. Hasn't put together a green week yet, right? In all of this downtrend months, right? Ethereum's due for a breakout here. It's due for a breakout. It's due for a nice run to the upside. So we gotta just kick back and wait. But it's definitely that trend right there. It's got to get out of that downward trend right there. But it definitely is due. It's overdue. Bitcoin. Watch Bitcoin. Can Bitcoin close the week on this green candle? I'm telling you guys right now, this is what I think. I think if Bitcoin can close the week on this green candle, 100K is going to be incoming like sooner rather than later. If it can break this trend to the downside, close 2 straight weeks on the upside, I think 100K, barring anything crazy in the market or any crazy tweets that come out or posts that come out, I think Bitcoin's definitely on its way back up to 100,000 easy in relatively short order. It'll be a quick run, a very very quick run to the upside, and it'll be definitely epic. You look at USDC, right? Well, we don't really look at these charts that often when it comes to USDC, but obviously because it's pegged at the dollar, right? USD, yeah. So when you look at it, this just shows you that a lot of money is flowing back into the stable coins, right? A lot of money is flowing back into the stable coins, which means a lot of people are kind of selling off a little bit, which is why your market cap is where it is, but it's still sitting in a stable coin. So that means that they're going to deploy this capital at some point. So Airdrome, we looked at Airdrome on Friday. I told you guys, I think Airdrome is ready for a breakout. You look at this straight down that it's been on, and you see these 2 weeks right here where it's just it's red, but they're kind of a flat red. That's definitely signs that it's definitely going to break out and move. But you look at Chainlink as well. Chainlink is on its second straight green week, sitting at $13.44. Definitely moving to the upside. Definitely getting ready to make. I think Chainlink's going to on its way back up to 20 if it can close the week kind of on a green candle. I think Chainlink is definitely getting ready to move to the upside. SPX 6900. We talk about this. It didn't do what I thought it was going to do and close the week on a green candle, but call that a pretty flat red candle. Sitting at 44 cents right now. Definitely, I do think that this one's ready for a breakout as well. Looks really good. Same with XLM. I think XLM is going to have a major move here in a minute. Ondo, we talked about Ondo doing really, really well. Really, really well. Where's XRP at this morning? XRP sitting at $2.11 right now, coming down a little bit from this morning when it was at like 215. But I can tell you the XRP ETFs are closer to being approved than I thought they were. We talked about it on Friday. I thought that it was going to take a little bit of time. I thought that the SEC was going to kind of slow play this a little bit just because the market conditions weren't right. But I do think these things are extremely, extremely close to being approved. I think they're going to throw them in the market, right? They're going to throw them in the market and see what happens. But I think that when they do, we're gonna find out what type of volume, what type of volume they can produce. I do think that their XRP ETFs are going to outperform the Ethereum ETFs. I just think that there's more people waiting for the XRP ETF than there was waiting for the Ethereum ETF. So I do think that the XRP ETFs are going to do a little bit better than the Ethereum ETFs. We're going to have to wait and see. I think it's going to take a month or so for them to really settle into the market when they do get there. But I do think that they'll outperform the Ethereum ETFs, and I don't even think that it's going to be close. XRP is pretty much of a household name now, and everybody wants in. And this is how they're going to get their exposure to the market, to the traders on the stock market. So I think that they're going to perform pretty well with their acquisition of Hidden Road. With XRP's acquisition of Hidden Road, that is going to be a game changer for them, and they are going to really start to move. Really start to move. I mean, they spent $1 billion on Hidden Road, and they're going to make that thing go. And they got a lot going on over there. XRP got a lot going on over there. Got to get this fine out of the way. It's already done pretty much for the most part. Just a matter of how they're going to pay it. That case is pretty much done. So it's just a matter of paying the fine and how they're going to pay it. I hope they pay it in XRP, and I hope that XRP goes into the strategic stockpile of crypto, and they can move. Basically have it locked up. Cardano sitting at 64 cents right now. Hoskins is doing craziness over there. Like Cardano and the Bitcoin are about to be interoperable amongst each other. That's going to be huge for Cardano. It's going to be huge for that chain. And Cardano, I think, is just the sleeping giant. It's just kind of laying back, kind of like Tron. It's just kind of laying back, doing its thing. And when that thing explodes, it's going to go, and it's going to go like crazy. We got Chainlink though, sitting at $13.50 earlier, sitting at $13.46 right now. Chainlink's going to feed all these blockchains their data. So people want to say that this is a competition among all of these cryptos. I don't think so. I think that they're working together. I think that the ISO tokens are actually all working together. I think that they all have their own lane, and they're all staying in it. XRP is the banker's coin. That's the big money. They're going to be moving that money across borders. You got Stellar right now. That's that real world tokenized assets. And yes, they did bring some more real world tokenized assets over to that blockchain this weekend when they brought some of BlackRock's stuff over there. And that's that person to person interaction there on the blockchain. Stellar plays that role. XDC plays the role of tokenizing properties, things like that, real world assets tokenization. And then you have Quant, who kind of brings them all together. And then you have Chainlink, who kind of feeds them all the data. And then you have, you have Algorand, really, who is basically makes it easy for people to go ahead and start their tokenized asset portfolios, makes it easy for them. So I think all of them are working together. I don't look at them as being in competition with each other. And then you have HBAR, providing a lot of the AI data, a little bit of real world tokenized assets, a little bit of, governmental security as well with the hash graph. So they're all just kind of working together. And you got IOTA doing its own thing. But I don't think that none of these are in competition with each other. And they're all going to run. And when they run, they're going to run. And they're all going to run together. And I hope you guys got your ISO tokens. I do think that they're going to be the first runner. They're going to be the first movers in this bull run. And there's going to be a crap ton of money to be made in them ISOs because that's the new push. And I think that that's why the dollar's weakening. That's why the banking system's kind of going to crap right now. And that's kind of why we are where we are. And a lot of ways is that they're pushing some of this stuff to blockchain around the world. And, I hope you guys got your ISO tokens. That's all I'm saying. I hope you were buying them. I hope you have them, because if you don't, you may miss out. You may miss out on the first half of that run. Yeah, they're gonna run like Forrest Gump, Ken. They are, and the thing about it is institutions are they're accumulating all of this, right, right underneath a lot of people's nose. the price is staying stable, and they're just accumulating at a slow rate. They're just accumulating more and more and more. And when they decide, the lizard people decide to take and really open up and really start to talk about what they have and really start to talk about what they're going to do with it, you're going to see these things take off. And the lizard people, they're going to have all of their liquidity already. And when they do, when they do really start to roll out what they're doing, and their liquidity's already bought, these things are about to explode. And I hope you have it. Like I said, I hope you're not letting the lizard people accumulate the liquidity, and you just sit back and watch them. You can't accumulate as much liquidity as the lizard people. You just can't, right? You just don't have them expendable funds, but you can damn sure ride that wave up to the top with them. You damn sure can ride it up there to the top with them, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. I know I can't compete with them when it comes to dollars, but I know what I can do when price go up, because they make price go up. I want to go up with. I want to go up with them. You know, I ain't fighting. I'm not here to fight the power. I don't want to fight the power. I want to fight them. I want to get rich with you. I want to get rich with you. I ain't trying to fight you. You know. So I mean, but yeah, these guys are definitely accumulating all of this, all of them ISO tokens, uh, and I hope you guys are accumulating as well. Flare went on a nice run this week too, man. I don't know how many of you guys are a Flare, but Flare went on a nice run this week. Look at that! Look at that run. Flare did pretty damn well for itself. Sitting at 1 cent, 1 cent 6. Yo, Flare is one of these projects. I dabble in it. I own a little bit of it, but not a lot of it. I wish I would have got a lot more when I seen it at 201. Um, but Flare is one of these ones. I think Flare is going to do pretty damn well. It's got a strong community. It holds up well to the downturns. It does well. Flare just does well. I wish I had more. Quant sitting here at 67,170. Quant 117. My bad. I mean 67,000. Yeah, 117. So the Quant's good. Quant is going to play a role here. You don't hear a lot of news about Quant. Quant's not out here really promoting itself, but Quant, it's gonna make all of this come together, right? Now, I was a little questionable about Quant at one point, and with the amount of interoperability that these blockchains are putting out themselves, what role does Quant really play, right? But Quant does play a huge role in this ISO because it makes it all stable, right? It makes everything run. But Chainlink also is linking the public and private blockchains together, which I think takes it to working alongside Quant. It takes it to the next level, right? So definitely Quant's going to play a big role, and then Chainlink will take what Quant does and bring it up to the next level to connect them public and private blockchains. Because make no doubt, guys, people are under the assumption that these banks are going to come out here and they're going to use these blockchains that currently exist. They're not going to do that. They're going to build their own, just like JP Morgan, and they're going to be private. They're going to be private blockchains, and they're going to need to be connected to the open market, right? And Quant, Chainlink, they're going to do that for them. But if you really believe that Bank of America is going to run off of one of these blockchains that are open out here, that are just open to smart contract development on them for anybody, that's not going to happen. That there's too much of a security risk there. That's just not going to happen. You think the Bank of England is going to open up itself to just anybody creating smart contracts on the same blockchain that they're trading on? That's not going to happen. We got to use some common sense when we talk about this, right? But the connection between public and private blockchains is what's going to be important, right? Now, XRP can settle them payments across public and private blockchains utilizing the ledger, but they're not going to be out here trading on fucking Solana and Ethereum and all the rest of these layer one blockchains. The banks ain't doing that. They're not doing that. They're gonna come out here like JP Morgan and they're gonna say, yo, we got our own blockchain. We're gonna connect. We're gonna utilize Quant. We're gonna utilize Chainlink. We're gonna connect to all the rest of the chains. They're all interoperable, but this is private. This is a private chain, and we'll utilize XRP to settle our payments. But we're if you think for a minute that Bank of America, Wells Fargo, or anybody else is going to say, well, we're just going to trade on the XRP ledger. We're just going to develop our whole new banking system on the XRP ledger. No, that's not what's going to happen. Now, they're going to utilize XRP to settle their payments, so it's got to come across there, right? It's got to come across the ledger. But if you think that they're going to leave all their money sitting over there, you're nuts. Not going to happen. Banks will have their own private blockchain. JP Morgan is showing them the way, and that's what they're going to do. Yeah, you're right, Ken. They wouldn't get insured. How could they get insured? Who would insure them if they were on a public? If they were just, let's say a bank decided that it was just going to trade on, I don't know, throw any blockchain out there, Solana, right? What insurance company, FDIC or any other insurance company, would insure them transaction? It wouldn't. But it would insure the transaction as if it had a private blockchain under its control, and then it put itself out there to the main net to finalize the transaction. They could get insurance then, but they definitely aren't going to insure somebody just being like, oh yeah, we're going to build our bank on top of Solana. That's not going to happen. This is not going to happen. It's too much of a risk. There's too much of a risk. There's too much like exposure, right? And too much, of a risk of exploitation. So they're not going to do that. Definitely not going to do that. But like I said, that's why XRP is so valuable, because it can settle them payments. Stellar, with its interoperability as well, can settle a lot of that stuff as well. So when you look at it, it's all about how these blockchains talk to each other. That's going to be the success of these blockchains. The success and failure of these blockchains is how well do they talk to each other. And that's why, when I look at it, you gotta invest in the infrastructure of the new banking system, right? And the infrastructure are some of these layer ones that are going to play a role in settling the payments, right? In settling the payments or bringing them together so that they can make these transactions across public and private blockchains, right? That's where the money's going to be made. Right, that's where the big money's going right now. That's what the big money's accumulating. But so, all right, guys, man, let's get bullish today, man. Come on, we're gonna get out of here. But look at this market, baby. Look at this market. I got payroll to take care of today. Look at this market just moving today. If we can get the United States to wake up and start to trade a little bit. Look at that, 86.9, baby. We're on our way back to 87 on Bitcoin, baby. Let's go. If we can get this market in the United States to wake up and really just start to move some cryptocurrency, man, we could start the week off on a phenomenal ride. Because right now, the Asian markets set us up, baby. They set us up for a nice Monday. European markets woke up. They decided to try their best to hold us level. If we can get the United States markets to really wake up and really start to move this market in the right direction, we could have a phenomenal Monday. We could be we could be moving this thing in the right direction. And you know what happens when we start the week out good? If everything stays stable, baby, we end the week on a great week, man. If we can just get Trump to shut the hell up and the Americans and the Europeans to start buying the market up, and we can get Trump to shut his fucking mouth for a minute and just do what he does and just sit there and you go have a drink or something for a little while and quit antagonizing people, yo, this market's gonna move, man. This market's gonna move, baby. Yes, baby. I'm with you, Ken, man. We're gonna move this thing, man. Great stream. Thanks. But yeah, we're gonna move this thing, man. But we got to get these things happening, right? We got to get, we got to get Trump to lay off Powell. We got to get we got to get Trump to be quiet for a minute. Got to get this money flowing back into this market. Got to get some more. You got to get some more confidence in the stock market, in risk on assets. Yo, and crypto is ready to run, baby. Crypto is so ready to take off right now. It's craziness. I mean, you look at this. We were all the way down here in extreme fear just a couple weeks ago. And now we're just in fear, sitting at 34, getting ready to touch on neutral. I mean, we're all the way in extreme fear. We had the altcoin season all the way down to like 13. We're back up to 17 right now. 17 out of 100. Man, coming up just a little bit every single day. This market is just waiting. It's just waiting for the right time, the right news to really make a move to the upside. And when it does, I hope you guys are ready. I hope you guys don't get caught with your pants down and just sitting here not having what you need, because we talk about this all the time. And right now is the time to buy. We buy fear. And we should have been buying. You guys should have been buying this whole time. And that's not to say that the market won't go down again. But, man, if you were buying the whole time, you'd be sitting there pretty good right now. So at least with some pep in your step, right? A little pepe in your step. You'd have a little pepe in your step. If you were buying at 505, 5055, you have a little pepe in your step, right? So with that, guys, we'll get back at you guys on Wednesday, man. This market looks absolutely great today. Looks like we are ready for a move to the upside. Like I said, we're just waiting. We're just waiting for the right time, right move, and when it happens, it's gonna be something special. It's gonna be something special, and we're all looking at future millionaires right here. Heat, hang in there, brother. This thing's gonna turn around, and you're gonna be good. So with that, guys, we are out of here, and we'll be back at you guys on Wednesday. You guys have a great day. Happy Easter to everybody. Late Easter to everybody. And, rest in peace to the Pope. And let's send this market today. We up out of here. Bye.